Hello, welcome back. So I'm pressing on with this 2.3 turbo head work I've been doing. I got a pretty healthy response from my my first video about it, so I figured I'd knock this one out because next couple days I'll be heading back to the States for 2 weeks, and be a few weeks before I get another update to you guys. So you should have seen knocking the cam bearings in. You know, make sure that the oil hole is at the bottom. All these cam bearings are the exact same size, so it's nothing too cosmic. Just making sure, you know, they're oriented correctly, especially on the back sides, so there's no overhang for the retainer for the camshaft. But yeah, just keeping it clean. You know, you saw me. I have this little arbor tool for machining the valve guide oil seal locations. These heads, like you get old 351 Clevelands or something like that, and other older Ford engines, and they don't have very nice locating areas for positive style oil seals. They just have those crappy little umbrella seals. So you use something like this, and you machine down the area, and these seals will fit right on, and they're a million times better than those seals. So I have tons of these seals. I got, you know, you can buy these things by the gross. So I got these from Alex's Parts. So that's where I get. They have a pretty decent you know, way to shop for small block Ford heads and springs and things like that. So I picked these up last time I made an order, and I've been, you know, slowly working through them. But yeah, they got a good deal. But yeah, machined them so I can put the good valve guide oil seals on. And I started looking at other things, and other things are still wrong. Always check your valve spring pressures. So I had to figure out what the normal installed height was, and I was looking at the retainers that came on this head, and these don't look like any retainers that I'm used to seeing on a Ford, so that kind of keyed me in. So a couple problems with this, and you stick it on the valve spring, and it definitely isn't tight on the top of the spring. And the spring inside diameter is 0.995, and the inside diameter of the spring retainer is 0.912. So there's at least, what, 8/10 of gap that this thing is floating around on there. So all that's going to do is cause your stuff to erode over time and get metal in the oil, and be just generally lousy for anything at high RPMs or performance. So it's got these little spring cup things. So next thing when I do it, I measured the pressure. You have to take into account for the thickness of this. This is 40 thou. hunting around the web, I found that 1.520 is the supposedly factory installed height for this spring. So, and it should have like 78 point something pounds. This one only measured at 70 pounds, so this spring is pretty old and weak. And that is for a stock slider follower, and the roller followers that these have are heavier than the sliders are. So it would need theoretically a more robust spring to cope with that, especially for any decent RPMs. So springs are definitely going to need to be upgraded. So the installed height that this was set up as, you put the retainer on the valve, and then you put the keepers in it. You check it, it was 1.595 with this installed. So that's what, 75 thou more than it should have been, which only put the spring pressure on the seat at 55 psi. So this thing was just going to valve float like crazy at any decent RPM, because it just wouldn't be able to have enough pressure on this to control the valve, especially being bigger valves, and bigger valves are therefore heavier. So this head was to even make it worse. I'll show you right here the problems with the valve locks. These valve locks have the retaining groove space, and it's a little magnetic, it's down further, therefore raising the height of this retainer, therefore increasing the gap. So that's why the gap was so darn high. They're added another 50 thousandths of installed height. So even if you put the correct valve lock in, it would still only put it at, so it would put it at 1.545, so which is still 25 thousandths bigger than it should have been. So even if I added, I have to add 25 thousandths worth of shims, which is kind of an odd number, but you can do it. But still, it's just compounding problems because of the wrong weak spring, wrong retainer, incorrect locks, and it's just and I haven't even assembled it yet to make sure that everything is in the right location, because we got different valves than stock. So are the tips of the valves where they need to be in relation to everything else? So what did I get myself into? So yeah, this is stuff that I'm gonna have to tackle in the new year when I get back. Try to find some good aftermarket springs and some better retainers. And I got tons of locks, valve locks. I got valve locks coming out the wahoo. I even have valve locks with the keepers that are 50 thousandths up from stock, so I could actually add 0.1 of reducing the compression height if I wanted to, but that would put me too tight. So that's something that I don't want to do. I want to try to get back to everything being stock, just with a little bit better spring, and I think everything will be happy at that point. But yeah, I even have the tool to properly put the valve seals on. So, but yeah, I got the block mounted up on the stand here, at least just to get it off the floor and out of the way. I'll throw a cover over it while I'm gone. But it never even had the front locating dowel for the head. I'm looking around the edge of the inside of the hole, and you can tell that it wasn't in there, or else you'd see the shininess or the rust eating off. But it's kind of rusty and cruddy in that hole, so the head may have been just a little bit not centered at the front end. But I don't know, it's got studs in it, so I guess it was located a little bit better than normal. But yeah, I'll just have to leave that go for now and have a good play with it when I get back. Anyway, guys, that's just a quick, short, sweet video, a little update, because there won't be any for another couple weeks now. But I appreciate you for sticking with me, and I'll catch you again in a little while.